which is dissatisfaction and motivation. As a manager, you may not be able to bring across everything that somebody needs to get the work done. They say that the Gen Y will go through almost 13 careers in a lifespan. Will they shift because they get paid more and more somewhere else? The answer is no. That's not what brings human beings to office on Monday morning. In the world of management, one of the things that keeps cropping up again and again and again, that it's becoming so difficult to motivate people. My name is Pramod Parkar, and this short video is about people and motivation. If you are a manager leading a team, then this video makes sense to somebody like you. So this one question that keeps cropping up, what motivates people? And the immediate but most natural answer is money. And I want to start by sharing that we really wish it was money, because there are so many organizations that can just go on paying people money and maybe more money and more money. But if you really look at human beings, you don't trade your job, do you? You don't trade your career, do you? They say that the Gen Y will go through almost 13 careers in a lifespan. Will they shift because they get paid more and more somewhere else? The answer is no. That's not what brings human beings to office on Monday morning. Let me share something with you. If you really conduct a survey, maybe something like the Gallup survey, which is 12 simple, deep questions, you'll hear things from people that, actually speaking, may not have got asked to them for a long time. And the three things that emerge is that every single human being on the planet wants to be belonged to. They want to belong to. It's mutual. So belonging is such a deep, meaningful cause and purpose of our existence. The second thing is that you constantly see people wanting to stake their claim. They did, they could, they can, they want to, which fundamentally means that contribution and the purpose of contributing is one of the driving forces for our existence. And the third, constantly see people wanting to find new ways of learning. Today, you hear people saying, I want to learn about AI. Today, you see people wanting about, how can I manage my communication better? How can I do those things that somebody else does, but one notch better? So the eagerness to learn, and these three factors are non-compromisable in people's lives. Sure, this sounds good and nice and flowery and deep, but there's always that thought, if I get a buck more, I'd be happy. Let me share something more with you. All of us can get paid a little more than we're getting paid now, but we don't trade our jobs. We leave when we're dissatisfied. So this video speaks about the most simple factor, which is dissatisfaction and motivation. As a manager, you may not be able to bring across everything that somebody needs to get the work done. People want better computers, people want better environments, people want more luxury, people want ease of doing, people want comfort and flexibility. Now these things are changing by the day. But when these get compromised, that's when you get alerted. Which means that if hygiene, there is a washroom, it may not be a washroom that's the most plush that I've been to, but it's clean. I'm happy. I feel safe. So when you look at the environment, people get dissatisfied when there is a compromise. So, as a manager, one of the tasks that you have on your hand, if you want to motivate people, is to ensure that you cater to all those hygiene factors. And most importantly, you may not meet certain standards, but if you inform people transparently about all the hygiene that you put an effort to ensure exists for them to function, then you're trying your best to ensure there is no dissatisfaction. Now, this is within the purview that you have in your manager's role. Anything that goes into the organizational level could be because of fund scenarios in the company, could be because of markets, could be because of manufacturing challenges. Those are not a part of this video. Those almost go into a forced condition that everybody will face. We're not discussing that here. But as a manager, if you ask me, you're managing less dissatisfaction, you're doing a great job in not allowing people to get demotivated. So that's one. So hygiene ensures no demotivation. Salary on time, paperwork on time, safety on time, availability of you on time, all of these basic factors, and you'll be doing a great job avoiding demotivation. Now let's come to motivation, which is why this video is something that I'm sure you're eagerly watching. So if you look at people, one of the things that excites them is opportunity. How much opportunity do you create? In a world of the digital era we live in, there are so many ways in which you can create opportunity with the same job and the same work that people are doing. If you put your thinking cap on and creatively bring your team together to compete, you will be rising levels of energy and raising the bar for people to stretch. How much can you make people eagerly want to participate? Because don't forget, I just told you that people come to work to contribute. So how much can you create the opportunity for somebody to contribute and stay charged to reach there is what actually will be a great leap forward in motivating people. Now, you might do that well, but at the end of the day, what's in store as a reward? So if you get people motivated to try and contribute because you actually bring them together to participate, you'll create a lot of energy, but now you need the momentum to keep going. And for that, I just told you, the burn to learn. If you've created work and work environments, maybe around their task, maybe around their KRAs, maybe around the KPIs they need to bring to the table, but you have put something there that makes people realize that they need to keep thinking, because you're dealing with a population that's highly informed moment to moment. And if there is no exciting learning that keeps emerging from the steps they take, it will start losing momentum. Once it starts losing momentum, picking it up is going to be an uphill task for somebody like you. Keep that in mind. The third thing you need to think about is if you've got them energized, collaborating and competing, learning, contributing, you're doing a great job. Now the last thing is, what's the recognition, what's the reward? So there's one very strong belief that says, if the rewards are low in tangible value, then you're creating demotivation. If somebody puts in an effort and you bring him a small miserable amount of money as a reward, the feeling the human being carries is, I don't mind doing this for free. Don't intimidate me. Try and find ways in which the exchange is really meaningful. Does it create pride? The first thing you need to think about is that when he gets there, he reaches that milestone, is that milestone filling the employee with pride? The pride of participation, the pride of learning, the pride of contributing. The exchange should be meaningful. It should give him position so that he feels eager to stay in the position, which means you can keep this going. Yeah? Sustainability is a very critical factor with motivation. The second thing you need to ensure is, does that give him status? Status in the community, status in the organization, status in his home and personal life, status in society. It may not be very expensive, but it becomes meaningful when I want to display it. We human beings love to live in a world which gives us pride and recognition. Many managers fail to leverage wonderful rewards that the organization allows. One of the things that you must keep in mind is, your job is not to keep putting the stick in front of the donkey. You won't get him too far. Your job is not to tie a carrot in front of the rabbit and make him run more. Because we got a smart bunch of people today, and if you look at everything that people do, they're all looking for meaning and they're highly informed. So if I have to summarize this for you, keep these 3 tips in mind. Whatever you want to do for people to excite them to do more, first please ensure that the hygiene is in place. Otherwise, you're trying to motivate a set of demotivated people. The second thing I want you to keep in mind is the 3 factors. People come because they want to contribute, they want to learn, and they want to belong. So if you're trying to get more done, then it should bring more of these 3 to the table. And the last thing I'd like to close with as a reminder is, never offer something which is so minuscule in terms of value that tangibility starts reducing respect. The intangibles need to be inflated, and you need to make people feel that they have arrived. All the best. Click on the link and keep looking at various ways in which you can become a more meaningful and effective manager. Thank you.